Hi, I'm going to cook for you our brownie recipe out of our Healthy Junk cookbook. It is so yummy. It's our kids' favourite. We get so many emails every day with how much people are obsessed with it. They just love it. So I'm going to start by putting in, now I'm going to use a blender because it's really, really fast and I can get it done quickly for you. But you can just use a bowl, any blender or anything at home. 3 tablespoons of coconut cream. I'm going to use 3 tablespoons of coconut oil. Now we always make sure we use raw cold pressed coconut oil rather than anything that's been heated, and you want stuff that's obviously good for you. So 3 tablespoons of that. Then we're going to put in a 1/4 cup of raw cacao powder. Now this is obviously chocolate in its raw form, so it's still really, really good for you and it's yummy. So we'll put in a 1/4 cup into that. Now that's our chocolate mix, but I just throw everything in. So I'm just going to quickly toss in every other ingredient for you. So coconut flour, we put in 1/2 cup. Coconut flour absorbs liquid really fast. So if you're ever working with coconut flour and something's dry and crumbly, just add water. It loves liquid, so it sucks it up really, really fast. So there's a little secret cook tip for you if you're cooking with coconut flour. So next up, we're putting in, after the coconut flour, some baking powder. So 1/2 teaspoon, make sure I've got the right one. 1/2 teaspoon of that. I used to burn absolutely everything and didn't like cooking. And the more I learnt and got a hold of it, the more I love it. So if you aren't a cook and you don't like cooking at the moment, don't say that, because you can become a great cook and learn to enjoy it as well. I've lost my... Now I'm putting in pumpkin. This is the secret ingredient that goes into the brownie, so your kids don't even know because you can't even taste it. So let me just find my... I need a 1/4 cup, and I've lost my 1/4 cup, but I'll just use half. It doesn't matter. So I'll just use this instead. So 1/4 cup of pumpkin puree. So I puree my pumpkin myself so that I know there's nothing else added. A little bit of seaweed salt. You can use Himalayan sea salt as well. So 1 teaspoon of that. We will put the recipe up at the bottom for you as well in case you're trying to desperately jot down what I'm telling you, so don't stress about that. 2 eggs. If you're allergic to eggs, don't worry. I've got another cooker's tip for you. You can use soaked chia seeds. So 1 egg, if you are vegan and you don't have eggs, or if you are allergic to eggs, you use 1 tablespoon of chia seeds to 3 tablespoons of water. Soak it for 5 minutes and it'll become really runny like eggs, and that will replace 1 egg. So there's a little tip, but we're using eggs today. Coconut nectar. This is delicious, this stuff. It's so low in GI compared to honey or any other sweeteners, so you won't get that sugar crash or that crazy bouncing off the wall of your kids. So we're going to use 1/2 cup of this. It's so delicious. The brand that we use is called Coconut Magic. We order it in bulk on the internet, but you wait till you taste it. It's so delicious. So there we go. And that's everything. Now I just zip it up. Actually, I might put in just a little bit. It actually says to put in another 4 tablespoons of coconut oil into the actual brownie recipe as well. So I'll toss those in quickly. Now, as you can see, I'm not being obsessively exact. Cooking is an art and something that you can get really, really creative with. So most things you can replace most ingredients and you can play around with it. So don't stress too much about getting recipes exact. Just have fun. All right, now we're going to blend it up. So excuse the noise for just 30 seconds. Turn the power on. As I said, if you don't have a blender, don't worry, just tip it all into a bowl and mix it in a bowl and you've got your recipe. So that's exactly what the brownie mixture looks like. Oh my gosh. I would lick the spoon, but I better not. So now my pan that I've got here is way too big, so I'm just going to grab for you a small one. Now with these brownies, they don't rise like normal bad for you brownies. They won't rise, so make sure that you make the brownie to the size that you want it. So if you want your brownie an inch thick, you need to put it in the oven or put it in the pan an inch thick, because they'll probably rise with a little bit of baking powder that we've got in there. They'll rise about 1/2 centimetre, so not much at all. So I'll spread that in there, but I just want to show you something I prepared earlier so we can fast track this for you. Now there's the brownies that I cooked this morning for the kids. Don't mind if I do, because these are absolutely delicious.
How long did you put them in the oven for?
You put them in the oven for 30 minutes. If you want to make them crunchier, put them in the oven for 45. And use just a little bit of desiccated coconut and sprinkle them with that. Your normal naughty brownies, you sprinkle with icing sugar, but we don't want to give ourselves any more sugar than necessary. So sprinkle with a little bit of coconut, and I promise you will be the hit of your household.